Uganda is a country that challenges every expectation. If you think you've seen it all on the African continent, get ready to change your mind. Forget the cliches about ancient tribes and exotic rituals. Uganda will surprise you in ways few places can. In this video, we will explore what makes Uganda the strangest country in Africa. Secret tribes still living with ancient customs, forbidden rituals that defy even the strictest cultural norms, and a history of governments and conflicts that have forever marked the nation. But what really makes Uganda so unique? How is it possible that in the 21st century, there are communities that still keep their secrets locked away, resisting any kind of external influence? And the rituals which many consider unthinkable, are they truly as shocking as they seem? You'll understand all of this now. Prepare to discover a side of Uganda that few have seen, or even imagined. If you think you know everything about Africa, think again. Uganda holds secrets that even tourist guides can't reveal. You will be amazed by the traditions, mysteries, and stories that this country keeps. So, stay tuned, because what you're about to discover might change your view of Africa forever. Uganda is home to some of the most isolated and mysterious tribes on the planet. Tribes like the Batwa and the Karamojong live in remote areas, keeping their traditions almost intact, far from the influence of modernity. Many are unaware of these peoples, who bravely resist external pressures to preserve their cultures and customs. The Batwa, for example, are known for their lifestyle as hunters and gatherers in the tropical forests. But what few know is that they have a deep spiritual bond with the nature around them. For them, the forest is not just a home, but a sacred place, where the presence of their ancestors is felt at every step. The Karamojong, on the other hand, are one of the most fascinating groups in the country. They still practice ancestral guerrilla rituals and have a very strong warrior culture. Many of their rituals, such as dances and ceremonies to honor the dead, are carried out under a veil of secrecy. For centuries, these tribes have lived on the fringes of large cities, and because of this, few know about their rituals and beliefs. Each ritual has a profound meaning, passed down from generation to generation without interference from the outside world. What is even more impressive is that these tribes still exist today, preserving their rituals with remarkable dedication. Many consider these peoples primitive, but what they don't understand is that their practices are not just forms of survival. They are a way to maintain an intimate connection with their roots and ancestors. This is the side of Uganda that few people know, and few have access to. One of the most iconic and shocking rituals in Uganda is the Imbalu, practiced by the Bagisu, a people from the eastern region of the country. The Imbalu is a male initiation ceremony, a rite of passage where boys, upon reaching puberty, undergo circumcision without any anesthesia. For the Bagisu, this process is not just a physical matter, but a testament to courage and endurance. The intense pain the boys endure during the Imbalu is seen as a proof of strength and resilience. Key elements in the culture of this tribe. The ritual takes place in large community celebrations, where the circumcision is performed publicly, with the presence of family, friends, and in some cases, even tourists. The act, although it may seem brutal to many outside of Africa, is considered an honor among the Bagisu, marking the transition from childhood to adulthood. It is a rite of passage for men, symbolizing their entry into the world of adults and responsibilities. But the Imbalu is more than just a circumcision ceremony. It is a deeply emotional experience, where the young men are guided through a series of teachings about masculinity, inner strength, and duties toward the community. This initiation rite dates back centuries of tradition, and although it has been criticized internationally due to the physical suffering involved, for the Bagisu, it remains a vital part of their cultural identity, connecting them to their roots and their ancestors. Uganda is not only famous for its tribes and rituals, the country is also a true natural paradise, with breathtaking landscapes that rival any place in the world. One of Uganda's greatest natural treasures are the Murchison Falls, located in Murchison Falls National Park. Considered the largest and most impressive waterfalls in the country, the Murchison Falls are a masterpiece of nature. With a height of about 43 meters, The waters of the Nile River cascade powerfully, creating a visual spectacle that impresses any visitor. What makes these waterfalls even more fascinating is the role they play in the beliefs of some local tribes. For many of the peoples living in the surrounding areas, the Murchison Falls are considered sacred. It is believed that the water, falling with such force, has purifying and healing powers, and many tribes hold offering and purification ceremonies at the site, seeking the blessing of the spirits that, according to them, inhabit the falls. Additionally, the waterfalls have symbolic importance. They are seen as a point of connection between the physical and spiritual worlds, where humans can approach the gods and ancestors. For some tribes, the water of the waterfall is not just a source of life, but also a portal to the supernatural. This deep bond with the Murchison Falls is yet another example of how nature and spirituality are intertwined in everyday life in Uganda, making the country even more enigmatic and mysterious. Lake Victoria is one of Uganda's natural wonders and also the largest lake in Africa. Its vast expanse, covering parts of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, makes it not only a strategic point for the region's economy, but also a center of culture and mystery. For many local tribes, the lake holds a much deeper significance than just being a source of fresh water. Its waters are considered sacred, and over the centuries, many legends and mystical stories have formed around it. The tribes living along the lake's shores have a unique relationship with the water. For some, the lake is a place where ancestral spirits reside. There is a belief that deep in Lake Victoria, supernatural beings live who can either bless or curse those who come into contact with its waters. This results in a series of purification rituals and offerings made to appease these spirits and ensure good luck, prosperity, and protection. Additionally, Lake Victoria is also a place for fertility rituals, with some tribes performing worship ceremonies along its shores to ensure good harvests and the prosperity of families. These practices, often unknown to the outside world, show how the lake is much more than a geographical wonder. It is a central element in the spirituality and daily life of Ugandans, serving as a link between ancestral past and the spiritual beliefs still live today. This enigma surrounding Lake Victoria reveals a Uganda full of mysteries that few know, where nature and religion walk hand in hand, forming an inseparable bond that influences the lives of millions of people. The Batwa, known as the forest people, have a deep and spiritual connection with the nature around them, especially with the tropical forests they inhabit. For them, hunting is not just a matter of survival, but a spiritual ritual full of meaning. Before each expedition, the Batwa perform offering ceremonies to the spirits of the forest, believing that their prayers and gestures of respect will ensure the success of the hunt. These ceremonies are held with great reverence, as a way of establishing a direct connection with the supernatural beings that protect the forest and its animals. For the Batwa, hunting is more than a simple physical activity. It is a spiritual journey where each movement, each gesture, and even absolute silence has deep meaning. They believe that hunting without first asking permission from the spirits of the forest would be a great disrespect, capable of bringing bad luck or even the loss of their hunting abilities. This reveals a worldview where the Batwa do not see themselves as rulers of nature, but as part of a whole, where harmony with the natural environment is vital for their survival and well-being. These hunting rituals have been passed down from generation to generation, remaining almost unchanged over the centuries. For the Batwa, hunting is not only a way to obtain food, but also a way to honor their ancestors and the land that sustains them. However, this tradition is at risk, as the forests that shelter the Batwa are being destroyed due to logging and urban expansion. The future of the Batwa's spiritual hunting is at stake, as well as the balance between their beliefs and the modern world. Uganda's recent history cannot be told without mentioning the name of Idi Amin, one of the most brutal dictators the world has ever known. Amin ruled the country from 1971 to 1979, and his leadership was marked by extreme violence, political repression, and a series of disastrous policies. Known as the Butcher of Uganda, His rise to power was quick and treacherous. After a military coup that ousted then-President Milton Obote, Amin's regime became infamous for its cruelty, which included the execution of thousands of people, both in his armed forces and among political opposition. During his time in power, Amin established a regime of terror, targeting minorities, journalists, activists, and anyone considered a threat to his rule. He also took drastic measures against the country's economy, such as expelling Asian businessmen and workers, which led Uganda into a devastating economic crisis. The impact of his policies is still felt today, with many communities still dealing with the consequences of the loss of a skilled workforce and the destabilization of the country. Although Amin was overthrown in 1979 after a Tanzanian army invasion, the legacy of his regime remains deeply etched in the collective memory of the Ugandan people. His cruelty and ability to manipulate fear left lasting scars, but also helped shape modern Uganda. The impact of his government was not limited to violence alone, but also to the external perception of the country. During his rule, Uganda came to be seen as a pariah state, and the name Idi Amin became synonymous with tyranny. However, the end of his regime did not mark the end of Uganda's difficulties, and the country had to rebuild slowly, facing both the traumas of the past and the challenges of an uncertain future. Uganda is one of the most culturally diverse countries in Africa, with over 56 ethnic groups and more than 40 languages spoken within its borders. This diversity is not only limited to linguistic variety, but is also reflected in the traditions, rituals, dances, and religious beliefs of each tribe. Each group has its own identity, its own cultural practices, and its own way of seeing the world. For example, the Banyankole are known for their vibrant dances and initiation ceremonies, while the Baganda have a traditional monarchy that still exerts great influence in politics and society. This cultural multiplicity is a reflection of Uganda's complex history, which, over the centuries, has been marked by migrations, wars, and interactions between different groups. This cultural diversity also influences everyday aspects, such as cuisine, where typical dishes like matoke, cooked banana, and posho, a maize flour mixture, are consumed by many tribes, but with regional variations that make them unique. Religious celebrations are also marked by a strong diversity, with different groups practicing Christianity, Islam, or traditional beliefs, often blending elements of each of these religions. Although cultural differences are evident, one unifying characteristic among Uganda's tribes is the strong bond with the land. Most peoples believe their identity is deeply connected to the soil they cultivate and the land they inherited from their ancestors. The dances, music, and rituals that mark their festivities are a way to celebrate and preserve this bond with their roots. However, this diversity also presents challenges, such as the interethnic tensions that arise from time to time, further complicating the already delicate social and political balance of the country. Uganda, therefore, is a melting pot of cultures that intertwine, influence one another, and at the same time maintain their own identities. This diversity is not only a feature of the country, but also the key to understanding how the people of Uganda interact with the world, with their neighbors, and with their own traditions. Throughout this video, we've explored what makes Uganda not only unique, but fascinating for those wanting to learn more about the African continent. From secret tribes and forbidden rituals to the legacy of one of the most brutal dictators in history, Uganda offers us a view into a country that blends mystery, tradition, and the challenges of the modern world. Uganda's cultural diversity is undoubtedly one of its greatest riches, but it also reflects the complexity that defines its history. These mysteries, legends, and rituals that permeate life in Uganda are not just exotic curiosities, but living elements that continue to influence everyday life. They remind us that behind the stereotypes and ready-made images of Africa, there are deep stories and traditions that deserve to be understood and respected. Now that you've learned a bit more about incredible Uganda, tell me, which of these aspects surprised you the most? Did you already know these stories? Or was it all new to you? Leave your comment below, share your thoughts, And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other videos about mysteries and cultures around the world. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on new content. Your interaction is incredibly important so I can keep bringing more videos like this. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you next time.